And we're not going to start a conversation by you saying that. I mean, obviously your name's not Adolf. You want to start off by making a statement like that. There's nothing funny about the Holocaust, so if you want to have a conversation with me, I'm happy to do so, but we're not going to start a conversation like that. Come on, man.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see. I think his cabinet position members are going to be fantastic for what they're going to do. And when we make America great again, I will be one of the first ones commenting and applauding it.
Okay, what are you going to applaud? What do you want him to do? You think deporting 20 million people in this country is good for America? Separating families is good for America?
Make America great again.
So you think
America great again.
And what does Make America Great Again mean for you, Adolf, if that's your name? What does Make America Great Again mean to you?
Well, it's pretty self-explanatory, isn't it?
No, it isn't. Why don't you tell me? I want you to explain it to me. I want to pick your brain.
We're going to bring back how America used to be. We are going to bring back white supremacy. We're going to bring back white order.
You want to bring back white? You want to bring back white supremacy? Is that what you just said? Did I hear you right?
Absolutely.
So Make America, thank you for being honest. So Make America Great Again to you means bringing back white supremacy.
We're going to bring it back, and we're going to make this country great again like it used to be.
If you don't mind me asking you, Adolf, is that why you voted for Donald Trump? Because you want to bring back white supremacy? Is that one of the reasons why you voted for Donald Trump?
Hell yeah.
Well, I appreciate your honesty. So you want to make America white. So that was my question. Make America great again. Does it mean make America white again?
Absolutely.
It does.
Why would we not want to have our country be how it used to be when it was great, when we were back in control? So do you think it was great when black people were owned as slaves and women couldn't vote? Is that what you're talking about? Well, I'm not going back that far. I wasn't around, but, in my earlier years, it was great.
Why was it great? What was different in your earlier... I don't know how old you are, sir, but what was great in your earlier years, besides the claiming that you support white supremacy, which is bigoted and racist in nature, which I find very troubling but not shocking? What back in your earlier days was so great that's changed now for the worse? Can you explain that to me?
We had whites with the jobs. We had whites being able to support their family.
Well, how can whites aren't able to support their family now?
Yes. Well, no. A lot of them, black people took our jobs.
Were you just about ready to use the N-word on this show?
The Mexicans are coming over here and they're taking jobs. And quite frankly, there's a lot of my fellow whites that can't get jobs or work. Support their family. I want to ask you another question, and I mean this in a serious question. Are you a member of, the Proud Boys or the Klan? Please be honest with me. Are you a member of a right-wing white fringe group? I know people, and I hang out with the people. Okay,
so okay, that was fair enough. So I want to ask you, there's a reason why I asked that. I hear you.
I've been different things, and
okay, fine. I don't know what... okay, you know a lot of white supremacists. I get it. So now, here's my next question. We're
preaching good things.
Okay, I'm sure you are. Here's the next question.
I'm not. They are. And I'm following along. I think it's great.
Any of your white supremacist friends, any of them, not vote for Donald Trump?
Not that I'm aware of.
Not that you're aware of. Got you. So all of your... hold on.
I can only talk?
Go ahead. Go ahead, white supremacist. Go ahead.
Yes. As far as I know, we all did. We got our wives and our girlfriends to do it as well. And quite frankly, if you look what happened, we got the majority of the popular vote. And why is that? Because we're bringing back... America, we're making it great again. If somebody characterized you as a proud bigot, would you agree with that? Well, I guess it would depend on who. No, you know what? Actually, I'm okay with that. You're okay with being. You're okay with being. Okay. And I'm fine. I don't understand why there'd be an issue with me wanting to have my race as the best race. Because you judge other people based on the color of their skin. You don't see anything wrong with that in society? Everybody's doing that, so we're
No,
doing it.
I'm not doing it. No, I'm not doing it. No, I disagree.
And we're doing it better. We're doing it better.
Is your name really Adolf?
Adolf.
Did your parents give you that name? Were they Klan members? Did they support Nazi Germany in the 1930s? I'm just curious on that one.
That's just what everyone calls me. That's not my real name, but that's what
why do you think?
I'm gonna change it, but I haven't got around to it yet. But I like to be called Adolf.
Why do you like to be called Adolf? Do you admire Adolf Hitler? If you don't mind me asking, sir.
If you look what he did for Germany, right? If you look what he did for Germany, it was fantastic. Right?
You think it was fantastic? You think Nazi Germany? You think it was Nazi Germany? Hold on a second. You think killing 7 million?
You got everything like that.
You think? Why don't you shut up for a second? Let me talk. You think killing 7 million Jews was great?
Yeah, Jew.
Okay. Have a nice day. Have a nice day.
Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakah Kodash. Double honor unto the apostles and the elders of the great millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations unto the hopeful elect, beginning with the 144,000 men. The name of this one is Esau is divided and his perpetual hatred for Jacob. Right? Esau is divided and he has a perpetual hatred for Jacob. Alright? And fair use. This video is only for educational purposes only. Alright? Because of certain things that was said. All right, but Esau is feeling the crunch, These Edomites, these rednecks, these devils. All right, they are the lowest state that they ever were, and they grasping at straws. This is why they're running after Trump, who the so-called term Orange Jesus, quote unquote. All right, one of those Edomites. I did a video on that a while back. All right, they feeling the pinch. They economically wise and not where they were before, because of so-called equal rights, which they ain't equal rights anyway. But they're losing. All right, he spoke about the so-called blacks who taken their jobs. All right, which he actually, the guy actually pointed out. He actually was going to say the N-word. All right, ninja word. All right, and then he spoke also about the Mexicans who are also Israelites, who be taking their jobs. All right. But, all in all of this is prophecy. And here you have one Edomite, who's against him, and, backing up the so-called Jew to the ish, which, they're fakes anyway. All right? They're nothing but Edomites as well, of the tribe of what Amalek, the lead tribe of Esau, Edom. But Esau is divided like he's never been divided, in history. All right? The division of Esau is great. You have the Russian Edomites divided against the West, the Edomites of the West. All right, you have in America, Democrats versus Republicans. All right, you have the Trump, basically the same thing, the Trump supporters versus the so-called liberals. Who all for inclusion, the rainbow people, etc. All right, who Trump basically is coming up against hard. There was actually a so-called mass with a priest, a female priest, and she was going into it and talking about, Trump should help out the rainbow people, and not be hard on them. And then Trump responded and said, when asked if it was a good sermon, he said, no, it wasn't good at all. So, hey, this is going to boil down into civil war, from as far as I could see it. And this video you see on the screen was from the elder out there in Chicago, GMS or Stearman, Elder Barra, Satan versus Satan. Edomite spills the beans on what MAGA really means, and make America great. And really is make Esau Edom great again. And that's the problem that they're having. But no, the Lord has them divided. And that's what you have to understand. Everything is a man's goings of the Lord. Let me get that first. Start off with that. The book of Proverbs, chapter 20, and verse 24. Everything happening here is of the Lord. It says, man's goings are of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai. All right? It says, how can a man then understand his own way? Right? Man's goings of the Lord. All right, now let's get another one. Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 23, it says, O Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai, I know that the way of man is not in himself. It is not in man that walketh to direct his steps. So these Edomites are being divided, by the Lord, Some of them want to make America great, through as he said, white supremacy. This is what he said. He didn't mix he didn't mix anything with his words. He said it plainly. All right, and you have to understand that's what these devils, if they don't say it plain, that's what they really mean. That's what they're thinking in their mind. All right, but really and truly, is the Lord who's doing it. Just how the Lord is turning up Putin, who's an Edomite, to come up against these other Edomites. All right, this is what the Lord is doing. All right, He's dividing them. Okay, Mark chapter 3, verse 27, or verse 25. It's in fact, let's start verse 24. All right, it says, and if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand, right? So the house of Esau, Edom, is divided. All right? The house of Esau, Edom is divided. And then that means what? It's going to fall. It says, and if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand, but hath an end. And Satan is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. The serpent that was in the garden. All right? That's Esau, Edom. Now let's read this in the NLT. Mark 3 and 25, it says, a kingdom divided by civil war will collapse. And that's exactly what was coming here for these devils. Civil war. It's going to erupt. All right? Just bear with me a moment here. Let me see if I can pull something up. All right, let me check something here. All right, it says Nero, which we believe, from the elder apostle Taha on down, that Trump is Nero, reborn. All right, Nero Claudius Caesar Augustus Germanicus. All right, and when they go down into it, during the time of Nero, there were power struggles. There was a civil war that resulted. All right, eventually. All right, which led to there was the year here we go, the year of 4 emperors. All right. Let me see here. Let's read from here. It says, during Nero's reign, the general Corbulo fought the Roman Parthian War of 63 to 63 and made peace with the hostile Parthian Empire. The Roman general Suetonius Paulinus quashed a major revolt in Britain led by Queen Boudica. The Bosporan kingdom was briefly annexed to the empire, and the first due to the Ish Roman War began, when the Roman senator Vindex rebelled with support from eventual Roman Emperor Galba. Nero was declared a public enemy and condemned to death in absentia. He fled Rome, and on 9th of June AD he committed suicide. His death sparked a brief period of what? Civil war. Civil war, right? Known as the year of the 4 emperors, right? We know now about that historically, which they basically unalive one another, all right, to get the throne, but it's civil war, all right. Also, when you read down, it said most Roman sources offer overwhelmingly negative assessments of his personality and reign. Most contemporary sources describe him as tyrannical, self-indulgent, and debauched, which matches up with Trump. All right. It says the historian Tacitus claims the Roman people thought him compulsive and corrupt. Right. Suetonius tells that many Romans believed the great fire of Rome was instigated by Nero to clear the land for his planned golden house. And basically going into they're going to clear the land to build up the new world order, the towns, the 15-minute cities, etc. All right. So that's what you have to understand. But the Lord is have them divided. All right. Now let's get another precept I believe it's let me see if I can get this here. Isaiah 19 and verse 2. In fact, let's read from verse 1. It says, the message to Egypt, which America is, modern day Egypt, according to Revelation 11 chapter, right? It says, the burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt. And the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence. And the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. Right, this is what we see in right here. All right. This is what we're seeing right here. Don't get twisted. I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. All right, that's what's going to take place. Let me just put on mobile data here. So the internet doesn't seem to be working good. All right, so this is what's going on. Don't get twisted. Put this on. Take this off. All right. This is what's going on here. So the Lord is setting them up, for destruction. All right. Any house divided against itself, what can't stand? And Esau, Edom, is, as I say before, is at the lowest, the wicked, which they are the wicked according to Malachi 1 and 4. They grasping at straws now. They're glad that Trump coming because they think that he's going to bat for them. But Trump is really only for himself. Right? This is Jeremiah chapter 49, verse 7. It says, concerning Edom, thus saith the Lord of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? Yeah. Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? Or they were known for their wisdom? It's the Edomites. All right? But now, they're declining. They're on the decline. They're being pulled down spiritually, by the hand of the Lord, the hand of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right? It says, flee ye, turn back, dwell deep, O inhabitants of Dedan, for I will bring the calamity of Esau upon him, the time that I will visit him. If grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some gleaning grapes? If thieves by night, they will destroy till they have enough. Right? But I have made Esau bear. Esau wants everything. He oppressed Jake for centuries. Others are slaves. And that devil has the goal to talk about, he wasn't there when the other Edomite asked him that, basically. No, the Lord don't care about that. He said they're going to pay for the, in fact, let me see if I can get there. The iniquity, just bear with me. Iniquity of their fathers. Isaiah 14 and 21. Let's get that. Then we'll come back here. Isaiah 14 and 21. This is what the Lord has to say about that. All right. It says, Isaiah 14. Hold a second. Right. It says Isaiah 14 and 21, prepare slaughter for his children, right? For the iniquity of their father. So it doesn't matter if you figure you weren't there. Yes, you were there in the reincarnation. You were there slaving us. All right? Doing all manners of abomination unto Jake. All right? Beginning with the tribe of Judah in the Americas, in North America. Right? It says, prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their father. So you're not going to escape. It says that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. So everything that you want to get back, Esau, as the inward thought is that, your kingdom going to continue forever. Basically, make America great again. It's going to fail. All right? It's going to fail. It says, for I will rise up against them, saith the Lord of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and remnant and son and nephew, saith Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Right? You're going to cut off all of you. Right? That's your destiny. All right? Now let's jump back into Jeremiah 49 and 10. It says, but I have made Esau bear I've uncovered his secret places, his hiding places where he thinks nobody could see him, planning and plotting all his dastardly acts. All right? It says, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoilt, right? And his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. And Esau Edom hasn't even been multiplying properly in the last couple decades, right? So basically, you know, the Lord is slowly making them extinct, right? Right. Let's read verse 10 in the NLT. It says, "But I will strip bare the land of Edom, and there will be no place left to hide. Its children, its brothers, and its neighbors will all be destroyed, and Edom itself will be no more." So this is what's going to happen to you. All right. It says, "Leave thy fatherless children, verse 11. I will preserve them alive, and let thy widows trust in me." So, you know, the woman of Esau Edom are going to cleave unto the men of the Lord. You know, as basically they're going to be bed wenches. All right, just like you had our women when we were in captivity. All right, just like you have. It says, "For thus saith the Lord," verse 12, "Behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken. And art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it. For," it says, "For I have sworn by myself, saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai." Lord had nothing greater to swear by, so he swore by his what himself, right? "That Bozrah shall become a desolation, a reproach, a waste, and a curse." And they are the people of the Lord's curse. Go back into Isaiah the 34th chapter, right? "And all the cities thereof shall be perpetual waste." So that's what you're going to be. Why? Because your hatred for Jacob. All right, your hatred for Jacob. Going into Ezekiel, the 35th chapter, from the first verse on down, it says, "Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it. And say unto it, Thus saith the Lord power, Behold, I, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and will stretch out my hand against thee, and will make thee most desolate. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai." Because, this is the reason why the Lord is going to do it, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, right? Eternal hatred, and has shed the blood of the children of Israel. And when you talking about Maga, you talking about going back there and continuing to what? Shed the blood, right? Of the children of Israel by the force of the sword, right? And fitting you with what? An RFID microchip, which is what? The mark of the beast. This is what these devils want to do. All right? So because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword, in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end, which is to be now, you know, it says, "Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee, since thou hast not hated blood, even blood hath pursued thee." And as the scriptures say, you know, they overdid it. They overdid what the Lord had planned for us, right? You know, they took it too far. Okay, it says, verse 7, "Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passeth out, and him that returneth. And I will fill his mountains with the slain men, in thy hills and in thy valleys, and in all thy rivers shall they fall that are slain with the sword." All right? "I will make thee perpetual desolations, and thy city shall not return, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai." So making America great is just out of the question. Right? Your city shall not return. America is known for what? Her cities. All right? Because why? You continuously held this hatred for your brother Jacob. You know, and even now we can hear the guy talk about so-called white supremacy, which they ain't white. The Edom means actually red, Adawam in Hebrew. So they are red. Their blood shows forth through their skin. All right, they are what? Devils. This is Ezekiel chapter 25 and verse 12. It says, "For thus saith the Lord power, because that Edom had dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance, and had greatly offended and revenged himself upon them. Therefore thus saith the Lord power, I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom, and will cut off man and beast from it, and will make it desolate from Teman, and they of Dedan shall fall by the sword. Right? And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel. So we know that's the fate and the patience of the saints. The saints gonna take the kingdom. All right, the saints gonna take the kingdom. Going into Revelation 13 and verse 9. It says what? If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. And that's exactly where Esau, Edom is going, into captivity. Once the Lord comes, our Lord Yahweh Shai, he's going straight into captivity. And he'll be captive for 1,000 years. And after that, he'll be taken out and destroyed. Right? It says, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the fate and the patience and the faith of the saints, right? That's what we're waiting on. We patiently waiting on. All right? We're waiting on the Lord. Zephaniah 3 and 8, wait ye upon me. But the Lord says his determination to gather the nations, to deal unto them, to judge, for the wickedness, that they did to his people, his children Israel. All right? The controversy of Zion. All right, Ezekiel 25 and 14. And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel, and they shall do in Edom according to mine anger and according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance, saith the Lord power. So this is what they're going to do. Esau, Edom, you're going to drink of the cup. There's no coming back from this. There's no make America great again. For your hatred of Jacob and your wickedness, you're going to drink of that cup. Let's get couple more precepts. Lord willing, we close this out. This is Amos 1 and verse 11. It says, For thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof. Right? Because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually. Right? That hatred. And he kept his wrath forever. Right? But I will send a fire upon Teman, which shall devour the palaces of Bozrah, which is modern day Bozrah is America, Babylon the Great. Right? So the Lord is going to destroy them. All right? They will surely drink of that cup. Okay? What do you think? You think your kingdom going to continue forever? No. The Lord has appointed your bounds which you cannot pass. All right? This is Lamentations 4, verse 21. It says, Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwelleth in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. And this is why they're complaining. They have no jobs. The economic power is reducing. Because why? Basically, you are always an inferior man to Jacob. You're always inferior. All right. That's why, when Jake rose up economically, you always had to destroy him by the sword. There are many instances, even the Black Wall Street is just one of them. But there are many tongues where Jake was raising up economically, and you all destroy them. Right now, they're covered by lakes. All right. You put lakes over them to blot out the memory. But the Lord and his angels, they remember all that. Right? They remember it. The Lord knows everything. All right? You can't hide from your maker, Esau. All right? It says, Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken and shalt make thyself naked. All the wickedness going to be seen. All right? The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. Right? The Lord is exposing them. And they're exposed through what this word going out there. This word is hurting them. And that's why, they want Trump to come back, and for the last hurrah. All right? The devil to come down with great wrath, because why? He know that he have but a short time. They know the kingdom is at an end. The era, the age of Esau. All right? The so-called white man, aka the wicked. It's at an end. And that's what they can't take. That's what they wanted to continue. This is Deuteronomy 33 and verse 26. It says, there is none like unto power of Jeshurun, the power of Jeshurun, who rideth upon the heaven in thy help, right? In the chariots, right? The help of Israel, you know, and in his excellency on the sky, right? Because these devils think that they're the kings of the sky with the F-16, the F-22, the F-35. No, those things are bullshit in comparison to the Lord. Those are flesh, and the Lord's vehicles are spirit. All right? It says the eternal power is thy refuge, and underneath are the everlasting arms. And he shall thrust out the enemy from before thee, right? You know, the laser beam's going to hit you. All right? The laser beams from the chariots going to burn you up, along with the ICBM nuclear missiles, right? The intercontinental ballistic missiles, right? And he shall thrust out the enemy from before thee, and shall say, destroy them, right? This is what the Lord is going to do. He's going to save Israel. It says, Israel then shall dwell in safety alone. The fountain of Jacob shall be upon a land of corn and wine. Also his heaven shall drop down dew, right? Happy art thou, O Israel, who is like unto thee, O people saved by Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai. And true Israelites are the blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. And Israelites looking like every nation under heaven wherever we were scattered. You know, the diaspora. Okay? The scattering, which according to Deuteronomy 20 and 64 was a curse. Alright, but the Lord is gathering back his people through his elect. The chosen few, you know, set for the redemption. The tower of the flock. The church of the firstborn. The remnant. Alright? It says, O people, saved by the Lord, the shield of thy help, and who is the sword of thy excellency? And thine enemies shall be found liars unto thee. Right? You're not gonna get back your cities. You're not gonna be made great again. You're divided and you're going to fall. Right? It says, and thine enemies shall be found liars unto thee, and thou shalt tread upon their high places. All right, and let's read that in the NLT. It says, verse 29, how blessed are you, O Israel, who else is like you, a people saved by Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai, Ba'asham Rakakodash. He is your protecting shield and your triumphant sword. Your enemies will cringe before you, and you will stomp on their backs. All right, so hey, this is the destiny of Esau, to be stomped out, right? And Jacob is going to rule forever, everlasting salvation. All right, so Esau is divided, you know, these devils, you know, and his perpetual hatred for Jacob, you know, eventually is going to be no more, because he's going to be no more. All right, so I pray this lesson was edifying. You know who your enemy is. All right, till next time, Shalom, Wabad Babal.